All right. Hello, my crafty friends. I just want to make sure that you can see and hear me. Let me check one of my settings real quick. Hmm. It's showing live. Let's see. Yep, looks like I'm live. Okay. So I'll give it a few minutes, see if anyone's able to join us. In the meantime, I'll get some of my crafty goodies ready. Uh, get my adhesives ready. Oh, that's giving a shadow if I put it there. Hi, friends. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hi, Wims. Hi, Shanna. Glad you could make it. Good. You can hear me. All right. So I decided to go live again today. As you might know, I had surgery um, almost 2 weeks ago. Thursday will be 2 weeks. And I'm finally starting to feel better. So I thought I would give it a shot. My voice is still a little scratchy from the tube they put in your throat for the anesthesia, but starting to feel much better. 3 a.m. Wims. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope I don't put you to sleep. Or maybe I do. I mean, it's 3 a.m. You might want to get a little bit more sleep. In any case, I thought I'd play with some of these card making kit samplers that I got from Kendra from Kendra's Card Challenges. Um, as a patron of Kendra's, she sends out card making kit samplers. I'm not sure what level, but she does send those out. And so I wanted to play with a couple of them. So let's start with this pretty pink one. Now, this one is a pink and main kit sampler. And I love that Kendra puts this QR code on here so that you can get more info on what the card kit includes. Oh, thank you, friends. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better. I still get a little bit tired by the end of the day. Yesterday, I had a doctor's appointment, so I drove myself. And by the end of the night, I was exhausted. I think driving was just a little too much for me, but I had to go. So do what you got to do, I guess. So, you know what? I'm going to turn my fan on because it's a little bit warm in here. Let me know if it's too loud in the background. Now let's see. She put this little bow and these little gems there, some ephemera. Really cute. I love this paper. Absolutely love it. Isn't that beautiful? Both sides are gorgeous. Uh, but you know what? Pink is my jam. I like pink. I think between pink and purple, those are my two favorite colors, but I tend to lean towards pink a little bit more. You can't hear my fan. Oh, good, because I need that fan going. I'm really warm in here. For some reason, of all the rooms, my craft room always gets the warmest. And we have AC. I just forget to turn it on. Okay, so let's see what I want to do here. These are so pretty. So I could put our little gnome there. Just say thinking of you, make it really quick and easy. Or, I don't know. I gotta get back in, get my mojo back. I've been off, out of my craft room really for almost 2 weeks, and my husband said, "No card making, no videos for" excuse me, "at least until you're at the 2-week mark," because he knows I tend to push myself. I have a hard time just sitting still and doing nothing. That's just not what I like to do. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get a drink of water. So I haven't really been playing in my craft room, um, but I need to get back in here. What he doesn't realize is my sanity comes from being able to be creative, because when I'm in here, I kind of forget about everything else. And I mean, I'm in pain a little bit still. I'm a little sore, but that's to be expected. And at least if I'm in here playing with pretty papers, I can forget about being sore. Let me see if I have some. I have this tray full of die cut pieces and sentiments and such. So I'm gonna pull in maybe a heart. What do you think? Oh, but I hate covering up that pretty paper. Mm, no, we sound like, yeah. I've always been like that. I can't, and I mean, I get it from my mom. I get it from my grandma. They're the same way. My grandmother was nonstop. She was always on the go, no matter what. And my mom is still the same way. My mom is 89 years old, and man, we have a hard time getting her to sit still. And I'm very lucky to still have my mom. Very lucky. And she only lives about a 10-minute drive away. So I get to visit my mama whenever I want. Isn't that pretty? Like clean and simple, I guess? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Anyway, um, another reason I wanted to get back in my craft room was I was spending a lot of time just watching other YouTubers and hmm, seeing uh, all their pretty creations. And you know, I did some spending. I I saw, of course, I saw Lynn with her Lindy's Magicals, and I had to go get some, and I did. And then I was watching another YouTuber. God, who is it? I think she's Carolina's Creations, and she has a lot of videos on um, making mini albums. And I am making a mini album for each of my grandchildren for Christmas. And because there are 10 of them, I have to get busy on getting those done, because we're in May and I haven't completed a full one yet. But I was watching her videos and, seeing some of the goodies she uses. And of course, I spent on some of those things. And then I got a new scoreboard because mine, I don't know if it came that way, but I've always struggled with getting straight score lines, and I think it's crooked. Let me show you. So when I look at here, it seems, was it this side or this side? It's this side. Seems to be a little bit crooked. So when I'm scoring my card bases, they don't seem just right. So I did splurge and I got a new one. So I got this one. And I've tried it already a couple times and it seems to be giving me much straighter score lines. So I spent on that. I spent on these Lindy's Magical Shakers, which I'll have to play with. I haven't played with them yet. I also spent on, let me show you. Sorry for reaching across here. Some like corner chomper things to get different. These are more like straight edges, and these are more decorative, and then just your corner rounds. So I got those for when I'm working on mini albums for my grandkids. In any case, I noticed I was watching a lot and spending probably more than I should as I was watching everybody get creative. So I decided time to get back in my craft room and just be creative so that I won't be spending. Now let me get my card bases. I could do a black card base on here. Trim this down. I think I'll do that. Let me just trim this down a little bit. Ugh, can't, can I? Always making changes after the fact. So what's everybody up to today? It is the 7th of May. Oh my goodness. I think my trimmer's not sharp. Did I get glue on it? Might have gotten glue on it. I'll have to clean that. Let me pull out another one. I have plenty of guillotine trimmers. All right. Today is going to be kind of a busy day once my husband gets home from work. I've been checking on him throughout the day. It has been a year since my father-in-law passed. Today was the anniversary of his passing. So kind of have to check on my husband and on my daughter, my eldest. She was very close to him. And I know she's struggling with not having him around. So kind of checking on her, making sure she's okay. I don't care how old our kids get, they're always our babies, right? Oh, goodness, let me look at the comments. I always forget to look at the comments. Oh, Shanna, I'm glad I was able to save you from some spending. Yeah, I got saved from some spending because I would get interrupted with my husband or my kids checking on me, see if I was okay, because I was mostly in bed watching YouTube and spending. The corner punches I just bought off of Amazon. Um, I'll try and remember to add a link after we're done with the live. There we go. And here's our little gnome. Oops. There we go. And then I'll just add some white cardstock to the inside of that one. Yeah, I tried to clean up a little bit before I started the live today because my craft room was a hot mess from yesterday. Yesterday was Day of the Teacher here, and so my daughter, of course, my lovely daughter, said, "Mom, I forgot to get gifts for the kids' teachers. Can you make something?" And anyone who knows me knows I just can't say no to my kids. So I made something. And then she said, After I made for 4 teachers, and then I didn't make for the oldest grandkids because 'cause they're in high school, and I and in middle school, and I mean, high school, they have 6 teachers, so I didn't make for them. But then she calls me and says, "Mom, I forgot 2 teachers. Can you make 2 more?" And, um, one of her daughters said, "Can you make me one for my art teacher?" So then I was making more goodies for more teachers, which I don't mind. I mean, I God love teachers because I could never do what they do, ever. I worked for a school district for 30 years, but I was behind the scenes. I was in the office, so I didn't have to deal with the day-to-day in the classroom stuff, which I'm thankful for. Now my sister, she is a teacher. She's a preschool teacher, and she, in fact, is going to be retiring this year. I'm so excited for her. She's gonna retire in June? June, yeah, and she teaches the little ones. She teaches the 3 and 4-year-olds. She's a preschool teacher. So, you know, I will say there's a special place in heaven for teachers 'cause, I could not do that. There's just no way. But then my sister would tell me, "Well, there's no way I could do your job. I couldn't sit behind a computer 8 hours a day and deal with the administrative part of it." Aw, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. I think it's rough. Hi, Janet. Hi, Charlene. I think it's rough, the first of everything when someone passes, the first birthday, the first holiday, the first Father's Day. And so this is the first anniversary of his passing, and I was the one who took care of him. He was on dialysis for the last year of his life, and I was the one who, between me and my niece, took care of him. So it was kind of rough, um, but at least we know he's no longer in pain. Let me see here. Did I do the white peel offs? No, because I'm going to do the white heart. See, this is how my brain works. I'm constantly changing my mind. I'm going to go with these shimmery ones. In any case, I did tell my youngest daughter, who she and her 2 kids and my son-in-law live with us because they're still searching for a house, which is no easy task in San Diego because you can't buy. I mean, you're gonna pay at least 500,000, and that'll be a total fixer-upper in the worst neighborhood in San Diego. So, eh, we're in no rush for them to go anywhere, especially since my 2 grandbabies are here. In any case, I told her I was gonna do a live, so she went with the kids to visit my mama, spend some time at oh, sorry, I bumped that with my head. And spend some time at her house, which she does quite often. My kids are real good about checking in on grandma and making sure she has everything she needs. My mom does live with my younger sister, though, so I know she's well taken care of. Let's see. Hi, Pam. Welcome. All right. So I think I'm going to put this heart down. And I didn't even tell my husband I was going live today because I know I would hear it because he wants me resting. And I love him. I love him to death, and he's taking such good care of me, making sure that I'm resting and not overdoing it. But I need to be in my craft room to have some relaxation. What do you think? Bow or no bow? Let me know. And I'm gonna pop up our gnome in the meantime. Anyway, my oldest actually is gonna take her Nana. So my in-laws are Nana and Tata for my grandchildren, for my children, and my parents were Grandma and Grandpa for my children. So uh, my dad passed away over 10 years ago. My father-in-law last year, and so now they just have the grandmas. So it's Grandma and Nana that they're checking up on. I'm Grandma, Shanna. I'm not Nana. I'm Grandma. Although what's funny is, so the first grandchild gets to name you. So I'm Grandma. But the 3-year-old whose hands you often see in my videos, he calls me Bama. He says, "Bama, I want you to get on the floor and play with me. Bama, I need you." He'll knock on my bedroom door and he'll say, "Bama, are you asleep? I need you." Bow. Okay, I'll add the bow. So I love having my grandkids, all of them around. And they're all wonderful grandchildren. They're very respectful. I have to say I'm lucky in that respect. I've heard some, I don't know how grandchildren can be disrespectful to grandparents, but I've heard of some that are. And I just don't understand it. Even teenagers, I mean, I don't understand it. My kids know, and they always knew, you will respect your grandparents at all costs because if you don't, you will be sorry. And they do. They they're very respectful. My children, my grandchildren, very respectful. Okay. I put a couple of these here, and I think I'm going to add a couple of the pink ones on this end. Hmm, maybe just here. What do you think? I got 2 cards. Oh, let me add this to the inside of this one probably, but let me get a white panel for the inside. Oh, that is so cute, Janet. I'm Grandma. Um, Now they do differentiate between me and my mom. My grandkids do. So I'm Grandma, and my mom is Grandma Delia, because her name is Delia. So when they are talking about grandmas, they'll differentiate which one. And the 3-year-old will say, "Grandma, I have a lot of grandmas." And he does, because he has me, he has my mom, he has his he has my mother-in-law, he has his grandma from his dad, and he has great grandmas from his dad's side. So he's got lots of grandmas. Lucky kiddo. Mimi, I like that. You know, when I became a grandma, I was not excited or happy about it because um, my son was all of 19 years old when he made me a grandmother. And I was just upset and told him I thought I taught you better. And now what's going to happen? And there goes your future. And, you know, I, I don't know. I wasn't thrilled with the idea. I was only, let me think. I was only 36 when they made me a grandma. So, needless to say, I was not a happy camper. Um, Hi, Kendra. But once my princess was here, uh, I was thrilled. She is amazing. We were so blessed to have her, and she's the one that was a preemie, and we had, to deal with surgeries. So really happy to be a grandma now. I love it. So here are the two cards, and this was using the card making kit sampler, pink and main, colorful ink spots. Looks like it is. That's what this one is. So I got two cards out of that one. Now, move those out of the way. There's this card kit, and this is also pink and main. It's a black and white foilable many thanks. So, as you may, oh, look, there's some fun sprinkles. So, as you may know or may not, I don't know, from when I played with Kendra's black and white bonus printable, um, I didn't have any foils to foil those. And Kendra must have heard me because she sent me some. Look how pretty. Aren't these beautiful? They're just gorgeous. So now I got to decide which one to use and see if my Mink machine still works because I bought it several years ago and I think I used it once. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh no. I was a grandma at 36. Now, mind you, I had my oldest when I was 18. I was very young when I had my kids. But yeah, 36, they made me a grandma. And I've already told my granddaughters who are now 17, 16, and 15, I said, don't you dare make me a great grandma. And they said, oh no, grandma, never. So we'll see. We'll see what never means for them. Um, which one should I foil and which color? I kind of like this one. Let's see. I'm loving pink. Love pink. Oh, thanks, Kendra. All right, let's see. Let's try. I brought out my Mink. It's all plugged in, so hopefully it'll work. Let's turn it on. This plug is getting in my way. And I see that most people go to the setting that's on 3. And then, huh. Oh, carrier sheet. I don't have a carrier sheet, you guys. You knew a woman that was a grandmother at 37. She had her daughter at 21. The math is kind of scary. Yeah. Yeah, I was 18 when I had my oldest, and then 36 when I had my first granddaughter. Parchment paper, parchment paper. Okay, let me see if I can go grab some from the kitchen real quick. Oh, I'm shaking that camera again. I've got to be careful. All right, let me walk as quickly as I can to my kitchen. And I know I have parchment paper. All right, let's see here. See, I have some parchment paper. Actually, this one my daughter uses. She's gotten into making her own starter for sourdough, and oh, it's just delicious. I love the sourdough she makes. And then she makes banana bread, and she's awesome. All right, let's see how this goes. You guys are all going to see my first attempt, and hopefully I get it right. Oh yeah, I thought I saw someone that used copy paper, but I wasn't too sure. Okay. And I know you're supposed to kind of dust them off with a Swiffer, but I don't have Swiffer. So I'm just going to kind of go for it. I know I love sourdough. That's my favorite of all the breads. So she makes it, and she's really good at it. She's also like I said, she'll make banana bread when our bananas go bad. And then what else? Oh, she made with that starter she's making, she made some sourdough uh, pizza crust. So she made sourdough pizza. All right, guys. So does this just run through? I think that's too thick, too wide. I mean, the parchment is anyway. What else has she made? She tries to make a lot of handmade things for the kids, so they're not eating processed foods. And she made homemade cheese crackers, like Cheez-Its. So she's she's got it. All right, let's see how this turns out. How did I get it to 4? Oh, I pressed the button. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Move that out of the way. I mean, it's just paper, right? I'll do something with it if it doesn't turn out the way I expected. Whoopsie. Okay, so I think you're supposed to let it cool a bit before trying to pull it off. What do you say? Let's see. Oh, look how pretty. Oh, that's it. That's it. Time for me to buy more foil. I missed a little spot here, but I'm not too worried about that. All right, time to buy more foil. That's a definite thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one. Actually, let me leave it on. I might want to foil these pieces here. Since I'm here and I'm foiling, let's try this one on here. And the addiction begins, right? Like I need another one. It's just, there's a lot of things I want to try. I haven't, I don't have the better press yet, and I'm kind of going back and forth between whether or not I want to do that. And then I don't have the like the foiling machine, like to go with my spellbinders, but I'm thinking I might get that. I might ask for that for Mother's Day. Saw it, Pam. Pam, thanks. I know. I get so excited, I just move on and don't pay attention sometimes. But it seems to warm up pretty quickly. Hopefully. So it looks like I think the best time for me to do my lives is actually at 12 Pacific time, um, on Tuesdays, only because my daughter does work from home and she starts at 2 o'clock, which initially I thought I would do 2 o'clock, but I can't do that because she's working and she's on the Wi-Fi and I'm helping with the kids. So I think 12 o'clock. And I told her I'm going to start doing them at 12 o'clock on Tuesdays. And she said, okay. She just takes the kids. Oh no. Okay, so don't spend the whole day foiling. Maybe just half the day, Kendra? You need to get a platinum 6 because your big shot? Yeah. My big shot, I have it stored away in the garage. Um, I got the platinum 6 and I use that one for dry embossing, and I'll use it for the foiling once I get that foiling machine, and then the Empress I use for most of my die cutting. It just saves my hand from having to crank because the hand's still not 100%. Well, now it's taking a while to heat up. Shouldn't have turned it off. Hmm. All right. Well, while I wait for that, any ideas on what you guys would like to see me play with next week during my live? I was thinking, I have a couple of options. Playing with uh, Kendra's bonus printable for this month, which is beautiful. Let me show you. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Or should I play with these new Lindy's magical shakers that I got? Really do want to get to playing with these. What's funny is that I'm not a really messy crafter in that I don't like to get my hands super dirty. I mean, if they get dirty, that's fine, but I try not to get them super dirty. So see, this is, does it say what color it is? Maybe it does. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, it does, but it's super tiny. I'll have to look them up. But this set that I bought came with 12 different colors. So what do I use next week? The Cards by Kendra bonus printable or the Lindy's magical shakers? Let me know. Okay, let's see. This goes through. Okay. You know what? I do that a lot. When I first got my Cricut, I think it sat in a box, I don't know, for a few weeks. And then I had a wonderful crafty friend, thank you, Charlene, send me a bunch of goodies for my Cricut. And I thought, well, now I have to get out my Cricut and play with it. No excuses. Hi, guys. How are you? All right. And we'll let this cool a bit. While that's cooling, let's see, what color do I want on that honeycomb? What if we do this green? It's kind of a yellow, kind of a green. Let's do that. Ah, well, that cut crooked. No big deal. You would think, Kendra, you would think that once you retire, you have more time to craft. It seems that once people know you've retired, they think you have a ton of free time and you can do all kinds of things, such as babysit or chauffeur people around, or I don't know, a multitude of things. I am busier now that I'm retired than when I was working. And not all of that is on crafting. I'm doing much better. Still a little bit of a scratchy voice, but much better than I was doing. Oh, look how pretty. Oh my God. I think I'm reacting to this the same way I did the first time I did heat embossing. So exciting. Ah, okay. And then we'll let this one cool down a bit. And then that's going to be, oh, is that going to be it? Do I foil this one too? Let's see. Maybe I will. Hmm. Um, 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 I wonder if I'm going to try something. I'm going to use this one, see if I get some of those confetti look on the polka dots. Let's give that a shot. I think that is the key, Pam. Don't tell anyone you're retired. Just act like you're going to work. Because man, I'm telling you, I get at least, let's see. Yesterday was the call to help with teacher gifts. Um, and that's, mind you, last week everybody left me alone because I was recovering from surgery. But they figured I'm good. I should be able to do stuff. So the calls will start again. And it'll be, can you babysit? Can you give so and so a ride? Or with my mother-in-law, I'm the one who takes care of all her medical stuff, so I take her to the doctor. I deal with all the updating the prescriptions and such, um, all of that. So that's kind of what happens when you retire. Oh, darn it! Thanks, Kendra. Now we're gonna have to wait for it to warm up again. Uh, all right, that's okay. We'll put together my cards in the meantime. Okay, so it's hard to see, but there are some those black confetti specks in there. I like the way it turned out. Okay, so now that I have my pieces foiled, oh, that warmed up quickly. I guess I didn't let it cool down fast enough. So I have some thank you sentiments here. Um, let me see. I think I can use what will go with the green. Let's see. Hmm. Or should I foil them? Should I leave them just black in black and white? I think I might leave them in black and white, Kendra, so that the foiled pieces of paper shine. Hmm. Let me try one. I'm going to do the thanks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Kendra. Um, I am. I'm going to leave them black. Let me move my foil out of the way so it doesn't fall and get dusty, and then I'll put it back away. And thank you so much, Kendra, for the foil. I truly appreciate it. All right. Let's make some cards now. So that's a full panel. I could use these two for one. What do you think? Put that on the side. Now I want to make 3. And let me get a card panel here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm almost out of white card bases. See? I have black, gray, 3 different shades of gray, and cream. I need more white and more craft card bases. So looks like that's something I need to work on this week. All right. So if I put this here, I could trim that. Give me a second. Give me a second. Did we decide on what I'm doing next week for my live? Kendra's bonus printable or the Lindsay's magical shakers? I won't tell if you won't, Kendra. She was making graduation cards at her desk at work today. If you only knew how many times I was crafting at work, especially the last few years of work. I was checked out at that point. So now here I could just use a layer of black cardstock instead of the, I don't even like the black. I'm glad I didn't use that. Yeah, I'm trying to do that, Pam. So I'm gonna probably sit today and get some card bases made now that I know I need more white card bases. And I really don't have like cut out sentiments too much or ephemera, and I need to do that. What I did do, I got these free printables. They're called emergency cards, and they're by Sarah Liz. Trying to think of, oh, what's her YouTube channel? Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second, guys. But she has these emergency printables, and she does it, I think, twice a month. And what's her channel? Hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll find it. I'll find it if it's the last thing I do. Sassy's LLC. That's her channel. Let me get to her channel and put a link in there so you guys can see. She has these printables and they're free for her subscribers. So what I did the other night that I couldn't sleep because I had napped the whole day away is I went and looked at all her previous emergency card videos and downloaded those. So I want to print those. I might send them out to get printed at FedEx Kinko's only because if it's all black and white, it's pretty inexpensive to print. Okay, there's the link to Sarah Lisa's channel. But I thought that was a great idea because there she has circles that you can just cut with a punch or a die. She has strip sentiments. Um, she has them so you could cut them in a square or rectangle. So lots of options and for lots of different occasions. So I thought those were great. I think I might pair those with this quarter's card challenge from Kendra because I've already cut out my papers for my May entry. I did that, in fact, while I was getting ready for today's live. So I'll be recording that video. My goodness, what's going on with my paper trimmers? I'll be recording that video probably, I want to say Thursday or Friday. We'll see. And that way, it's just, see? So the sentiments that are on those emergency card printables are circles like this. And there's thank you, happy birthday, lots of them. Uh, and I bet they have senioritis, don't they, Kendra? Ugh. Wow. I remember I started my career as a school secretary in an elementary school. And I remember after spring break, the sixth graders were out of control. They just were all over the place. Um, they, they just, they knew summer was around the corner. They knew they were almost done with elementary school and go on to the middle school. They thought they were so grown up going to middle school. And what's funny is the middle school they would go to was right next door to the elementary school. It was just that's the way those schools were set up. It was coincidence. And then what about diagonal like this? And then the next year they'd come back to visit and say, Miss Olea, the secretaries at the middle school aren't nice to us. They yell at us. And I would tell them, guys, I told you, middle school is a very different place. You're not going to get babied. You're not going to get spoiled. It's different. And they learned it the hard way. It's different. Let me see. Do I want black behind there? I don't know. I don't think so. Uh, I'd love to be spoiled with printers. Now, my hubby's in construction, so no, no spoiling with technology here. But um, in fact, when he has a problem, I'm his secretary, and he'll even tell his boss. In fact, he had me help him compose an email the other day, and he said, "I'm gonna put you on the phone with my boss. I want to make sure this reads okay." And I was like, "What do you mean? Don't put me on the phone with your boss." And he said, "Yeah, I am." So he did. He put me on the phone with his boss, and he said, "Boss, I have my secretary on the phone." And his boss knew what he was talking about. But I was like, "Oh my goodness, come on." Oh, I like this peel off right here. So lucky you, Pam. But you know what? You should get a 3D printer and a color laser printer. Tell him it would be uh, a test for him. That way he could test out these things and let other people know if they're good. You have it worse than them. Tell me about it. Teachers are ready to go on summer break. Hi, Amalia. Thanks for coming in. Um, teachers are they're ready. They're done. I know my sister is, especially since she's retiring. Teachers at this point, come May is after spring break is the long haul here because for spring break, then after that, they don't get another day off until Memorial Day and then summer break. So after spring break is the long haul, and the teachers are just ready to go. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I used to, just have a countdown right along with the teachers when I was a school secretary for that last day of school. And I especially like the last day of school as a school secretary because the school I worked at, we had a end of the year field trip for the entire school where they all went to. It was called the Del Mar Fair. It's now the San Diego County Fair, and they would all go and see all the exhibits. And so the school would be so quiet. I would get so much work done. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I do miss those days. I do miss the kids. Um, and what's funny is sometimes I've had them, I've run into me as an adult, and now they have their own kids, and they'll say, "Oh, we miss it when we were in school, and you were so nice to us." And now, mind you, I wasn't a pushover. I was what I like to call their mom at school, and we had the best principal. He loved the kids like no other, but they also knew not to cross the line. They knew what the expectation was, and they knew what how to behave. So they knew, and they'll tell me, as adults, they'll say, we knew you guys loved us. We knew we had to behave and what was expected. And we knew what would happen if we misbehaved or we did something inappropriate at school. So it does my heart good when those kiddos come back to me and they run into me and tell me about all the wonderful times they had and how they miss their time in elementary school. I finally broke down and bought some. I think it was probably last year, Amalia, and I only did it because she had free shipping. So because she was across the pond and shipping is expensive, and so but now she's moved to Canada, so hopefully shipping will be quicker and cheaper. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. I'm gonna order some more soon. Oh, I think these look pretty. What do you think? Simple, clean and simple. I'll put this one up top. Perfect. And then this one, mm, I don't want the black cardstock there. Let's see. Yeah, isn't that amazing when you run into former students, Kendra? It just, oh, I love it. And I even had one one student. She was one of our wonderful students, and she was in all the clubs, and she was amazing. And she came to me when I was still working because I worked in the superintendent's office. I worked for the superintendent, and she came in to file a complaint because she said the office staff was just very mean and they weren't very friendly, and you know, and she came in and she saw me and she's like, Miss Olea. And I said, "What's going on?" And she told me, and I said, "Okay, hold on. What makes you say they're mean?" She's, "Well, they're just not very friendly." And I said, "Well, what makes you say they're not very friendly?" And she said, "Well, when I go in there, they don't like say hi all the time." And so I said, "Do you know how busy it is in a school office, sweetie?" And she's like, "Well, you were never too busy to say hi to all the kids." And I said, "Yeah, but do you know how busy it is in a school office?" She was like, "Well," so I told her, "Do me a favor. I want you to go and volunteer in the school office. Go, just go and volunteer and help for a week. And then come back and tell me what you think about the office staff. And if you have a problem, go in with a solution. Go in with some suggestions. Just don't go in to complain." That's always my thing. If you have a problem, have a solution ready to share. That always helps. So she did. She went and she volunteered. Yeah. And she came back and she said, "Oh, Miss Olea, I'm so glad you told me to volunteer. Oh my goodness, I never realized how busy it was in there. Do you know that when the kids get in a fight, they have to go sit in the office and they have to take care of them? And if the kid has a bloody nose, they have to go in the office and they have to take care of them. All the different scenarios of what the office staff actually does. A lot of people think the office staff is just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, playing on the computer, and answering the phone. And they do so much more. So I told her, "So are they still mean?" She said, "Oh, no, no, no. They're lovely. They're wonderful. I love them. They're so good with the kids and they're so helpful and they're so loving." I said, "See, you can't judge based on just one interaction with them. You got to put yourself in their shoes first." So, hi, Sire. Thanks for popping in. So I always try and remember that when, if I have a bad interaction with somebody, I try and remind myself that I don't know what their whole job entails. I don't know what their whole day is like. So I try and put that into perspective as much as I can. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up this card and then I'll let you all go. Um, Partly because this will be the last piece from this card kit, and partly because I am tired. I think an hour of crafting has done me in, and I'm ready to rest. Look how pretty this foiling is. I mean, it just stands on its own. You don't even need to add anything else. Oh my goodness. Time to go shopping. And then, guys, do you know what I did? So my last live, I was so busy crafting and um, looking, trying to look at the chat, but didn't pay very close attention to my chat. And my poor husband was in the chat. He was watching and he was telling me, I don't know, I think he said, I said bye and I said, I love you. I was like, oh, I missed that part of the chat. So I got to try and make sure I take a look before I leave the chat. I think I'm going to put this one on the inside of this one since it has the same foil. Because my poor husband, he was trying to be so supportive and I didn't even pay attention. Uh-oh. Sounds like my grands are home. All right. So there are my 3 cards using that kit with some foiling. So this was the Pink and Main Black and White Foilable Many Thanks. And then I made these 2. Uh-oh, he woke up from a nap. And I think they all turned out really pretty. What do you think? Let me look, make sure my husband's not in here again. Yeah, my husband's a sweetheart. You know, we're high school sweethearts. I was 3 days shy of being 18 when we got married. And uh, I remember people saying it's not going to last. You're too young. You'll last a year and that's it. And here we are, almost 40 years later, still going strong. And I think we grew up together. We just supported each other. And not to say that it's all been easy because there have been struggles, but he is a kind and loving man. And I'm very lucky to have him. All right, friends, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you joining me for today's live. Thank you so much. I'm going to get some much needed rest. I'm sorry, I'm reading as I'm talking. Some much needed rest. And then I'll probably get myself to making some card bases. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.